Everyone, how's it going? My name is Jake Vassello, and my research proposal is based on comparing how well people can recall information that is seen on a computer screen compared to how well they can recall the same information that they would learn in a lecture type setting. So the research problem is that many things that were once taught in a lecture hall environment have actually been switched over to being taught over the computer. Just an example is that we're doing an online class right now. And although the shift may be more convenient and less expensive for all participants, there hasn't been too much research comparing how well people remember the things that they learn online compared to how well that they would recall the same information if it was taught in a classroom. So the research question is that, do people retain information, and I'm interested in both short-term and long-term store, more effectively when learning the information during an in-person presentation compared to learning it in a computer presentation? And as seen from literature, I hypothesize that people recall information better if they see it in a lecture setting compared to on a computer. So the main ideas that I got from the literature is that participants do better with memory tests with live lectures compared to pre-recorded content. That's great information by Vassello and Kingstone just a year ago, and it's very related to my information, or to my presentation. The second piece of literature that helped me out was that viewing PowerPoint slides does not appear to have a significant effect on participants' ability to recall information. And this is important to note because people learning online really rely a lot more on PowerPoint slides than people learning in a classroom. If you're learning online, there's not that option to ask questions and follow up and things like that. So it's solely learning from the PowerPoint slides. And this study right here shows that does not have a significant effect on the ability to recall information. So the methodology here would be pretty simple. I know I'm greedy asking for 300 participants. I would settle for anywhere above 90 and a group that's divisible by 3. And this is because that there are going to be 3 groups in this study. All participants will be screened to make sure they have no prior knowledge of the testing subject. And just to ensure that it's a strange testing subject that most people won't know much about, I figured the testing subject could be how paint is made. It's a simple topic, there's nothing too complicated that would test cognitive ability. It would really just be based on memory. And these participants will be split into 3 groups. Group A will watch a presentation in a lecture hall-like setting. The presentation will have a PowerPoint as well as a presenter. And to make sure there's no advantage, the participants will not be allowed to ask the presenter any questions. Immediately following this presentation, Group A will take a 10-question multiple-choice test, and all the questions on the test will be related to the information in the presentation. This test, it's immediately after. It's just meant to check the short-term store. A week later, the Group A will come back to take another test, and this test will check out long-term memory from the subject in the presentation. Group B will watch a 20-minute video of the exact same presentation, and I mean the exact same presentation. The presentation that Group A watches will actually be recorded, and this is necessary just to ensure that it is the same presentation. There's nothing done differently to create any confounds. Immediately following this, Group B will do the same thing Group A did. They will take a short-term test, and then a week later they will take a test to check out the long-term memory. And then there's Group C, which will just be the control group. They will not view any kind of presentation, and they will just take a test a day late or the same day and a week later, and that will just give us a starting point to figure out statistics. So the statistical methods are to find a mean, median, and mode for the short-term tests and long-term tests for groups A, B, and C, and I mean find them individually, not with all the information together. Then I would compare group A to the control group, compare group B to the control group, and just dissect that data to see if there's a difference between the groups A and C and groups B and C and groups A and B to see if there's anything that has any statistical significance. So the proposed outcomes and implications. If people do remember things as well, both short-term and long-term, in person as they do over the computer, it could open doors for things like workplace training, schooling, secondary education. Online classes are becoming more popular. However, some more information to back up the validity of them could definitely be helpful. There are many limitations to the study that I'm proposing. There's dozens. I typed out about 8. There could be gender differences, age differences. The quality of the presentation could create differences. This presentation doesn't really take into consideration attention differences between being online versus in the classroom, and then different races, cultures, and education levels could all give us different information. So after this study, there would definitely need to be some more studies that would flesh out what was learned. And here are my resources. Thank you very much for viewing, and I look forward to your comments in the discussion board. Enjoy your day.